No one can call himself or herself a Christian and at the same time hate their enemies. Dear brothers and sisters, today in the Gospel we hear about Jesus asking us, his disciples, to love not just our neighbours but also our enemies. It is easy to love those who love us, and it is easier as well to keep away from those who intend harm for us. But Jesus is asking us to love our enemies. This seems quite impossible. For St Jerome says, many measuring the commandments of God by their own weakness, not by the strength of the saints, hold these commands for impossible and say that it is virtue enough not to hate our enemies, but to love them is a command beyond human nature to obey. However, by the strength of the saints and from the events in their lives, we know that there are many who made this possible. For example, David did good to Saul and spared his life twice who wanted to kill him. St. Stephen also prayed for his enemies while they stoned him. Jesus both taught and did the same, saying, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." So the teaching of the Lord is not something so impossible to practice. It is something that we all, as the followers of Jesus, must practice. Therefore, no one can call himself or herself a Christian and at the same time hate their enemies. Sinful as we are, we need God's grace to be able to return good for the harm at times we receive from others. The grace of God would surely help us with that. At the same time, we also need to make efforts from our part to be getting better day by day in dealing with the people who hate us. St. Chrysostom, in fact, guides us to check our progress in this path by giving us a map of gradual growth we could achieve in our loving others. He says, "Note through what steps we have now ascended here and how He has set us on the very pinnacle of virtue. The first step is not to begin to do wrong to any. The second, that in avenging a wrong done to us, we be content with retaliation equal. The third, to return nothing of what we have suffered. The fourth, to offer oneself to the endurance of evil. The fifth, to be ready to suffer even more evil than the oppressor desires to inflict. The sixth, not to hate him of whom we suffer such things. The seventh, to love him. The eighth, to do him good. The ninth, to pray for him." We need to ask how far we have made progress here, keeping in mind lower the step, lesser Christian we are. The command to love is great. The reward proposed is also great, namely to become another Christ and the child of a Father who is in heaven. Amen.